Stand up and shout mice.
Mice! Mice!
I'm making a big announcement.
Oh, look, it's Taskmaster time again. Series 20, episode 9, the penultimate episode. What a good word, penultimate. I learned it from Lemony Snicket. Anyway, before we do that, we only have a few minutes, and I want to share the series scores. 2 episodes to go, right? And they are exciting, they are close, they are tight. Let's see them right now. I see them. They're on my thing here. So, the winner is, or the leader, rather. Anya has not won yet, but the leader is the same in my series and in Greg's series. But it's closer in mine, as it usually is. Well, at least between first and second. I'm excited by all these numbers. The differences are interesting, though. This is what I kind of predicted would happen at the beginning of the series. Is I thought, I like Phil, I might, especially after I saw how Greg scored a couple of his prize tasks, I thought, oh, I bet I'm going to be giving a lot more points to Phil than Greg is. And that has finally turned out true. It has not been true throughout most of the series. But yeah, otherwise everyone's about the same. I just give out fewer points, that's all. And I'm going to talk about 2 cast members real quick. We only have a couple minutes, but first of all, Maisie. I did a few episodes ago, I gave my thoughts on all of the cast members, and I didn't do as much with Maisie. I didn't say as much about Maisie because I had not seen her podcast episode yet, because it hadn't come out yet. And yeah, she and Reese definitely have a vibe of the anger is real, it is there, but they are having fun. I can tell that they are having fun, but they are having it in a different way than a lot of other folks are used to. So I'm glad to see that, all right? She's competitive, and she was timing Ed to see how long it would take her to do a poor imitation accent of her, and that did not take long. I think it was under 10 minutes, right? That was a little while ago now, so I don't remember the exact number. I had it in my head earlier. And I also want to say a little more about Sanjeev, because the general perception, and to be honest, last week's episode did not help. The general perception is that he doesn't always want to do the task. He is a bit too laid back, and we can see he's enjoying the show, right? But I wanted to mention in his podcast, I forgot to mention, he said that he had a bad back during recording, which that definitely affected him trying to stand on one foot, I suppose. But he actually redid the QR code task with Ed in the last minute of them filming. You see like 20 seconds, so like Sanjeev is moving at a pretty good clip. He is able to move, just not when he has a bad back. So I liked seeing that. For this series, Anya has supposedly been drawing the tasks she does after each one, which was interesting. And for the Snakes and Ladders task, she had a part 1 because they were making the board first before they actually did it later. So her part 1 drawing revealed that her card, which we never saw, her rule set was have a nice bath, which would have been lovely to see. It would have been really funny. If Reese had gotten that and it was 30 minutes into his attempt, it's not a timed task, it's just how many rolls. It's like, maybe you'd say, you know what, I'm taking a break, I'm going to take a bath and come back. That would have been really cool, really funny. Because it wouldn't affect his score. But, yeah. We are starting. Oh, I forgot to type anything in the chat, but I think I am watching it in time with everyone else this time, actually.
Oh no!
Turn off the captions. I'll look at that later. Turn off the captions. So if you're watching now, you're gonna see something pretty cool because it's Taskmaster and it's me reacting to it, and everyone's excited. And it's episode 9. A 1970s camping ketchup. Who would say that? Why is that a type?
Davies and I've got beef.
We'll see.
I've got beef. I've got lamb.
I believe Phil and Anya are within 2 points now. Wow. Sorry, Sanjeev didn't win. People in the comments. I'm glad I got to read these and actually make some posts this time. Some comments. Memory of somebody else, whatever her first name was. Was it Holly? Someone said Philistines rejoice. Is that what we're calling Phil fans? I'm a Philistine. Okay. I have finished the episode and written down a whole bunch of numbers and figured out my scores for a couple tasks that I didn't score during the episode. So I know everything now. I know how it goes. Let's talk about the prize task, which was the most respected item that retains its credibility when you talk about it in a high-pitched voice. So I think it should be something like involving a character like Mickey Mouse. I'm not even doing a Mickey Mouse. This is about Mickey Mouse. I don't know what I was doing there. But anyway, I was doing a kind of raspy thing because that's just my voice. Where was I going with that? But I think you should have done something like that. And no one did. I think everything was okay. I did like the racist presentation. The person he got, I don't know who that person was. I don't know most of these people, but whoever the person was did a good presentation of it. 5 points for that plate. 4 points for Phil because it seemed... it was like, I guess, Rosie Jones's coffin in Series 18, something like that. I have a hard time describing it as, like, whether it should be respected or not, but I was having a rough time scoring that one. And I thought no one else really did better. But his stood out. I'll say that. 3 to Maisie, who brought in another person that I don't know, but I appreciated that she kept speaking in the high voice immediately. Then Anya's rag, I did not get what that was supposed to be about. And Sanjeev last. I did not write what Sanjeev brought. Oh yeah, it was like a cat and dog book that made no sense. So, I wonder if, well, I don't remember exactly what he did, but like, if it was a children's book, that might be something we could bring in. Like a respected children's book, but you're talking about it in a high pitch because that's the character from the book. This is the little country mouse and the town mouse, the city mouse. Something like that, like a prize-winning book. Children's book. Okay. Anyway, I would have smashed that task. Next, build a tower of bricks. That was fun. I would have needed to reread the rules at least once. But Anya does not get a point for that because it did not cross the line and everyone else is the same. It was an objective task. Although the next task was also an objective task, getting the jockey to weigh enough. I thought it was going to be pretty much impossible to get it to weigh nearly as much as Alex with the stuff in the room. But Reese did manage to go over, so he gets 0 points. And I'm giving 0 points to Sanjeev. I don't know what that 1 point was for. I mean, he got close by cheating. I don't like it. I don't like it. And I did not give sexy points there because that's not really my thing. I looked at them and I didn't think any of them looked sexy. So, moving on to task 4, which is make the most fantastic 15-second film featuring your face in full frame. Does it say it has to be in frame the entire time? I don't know. Greg gave everyone 5, which is almost acceptable. I don't ever give everyone the same unless it's, sometimes team tasks or something. But the point of being a Taskmaster is you are giving out 1 point, 2 points, 3 points, 4 points, 5 points. And Greg does not do that. I did do it here, although it was difficult. I gave 1 point to Phil because I did not know what he was going for there. And compared to the others, it felt lackluster. 2 points to Sanjeev, who I didn't want to give him 2 points. I wanted to give him a few more, but everyone else's was just a little better. His was just food going up and down, which was fun, but less of a story. And he gave absolutely no information in the studio. He just let Greg say, and it was about exactly said. So maybe if he had stuck up for himself a little more in the studio, he would have snagged an extra point. Anya's was 3. I like the meta-ness. Maisie's was 4, also meta. I think just shot with the lighting and stuff was a little bit better. Those two were really close. All of these, except for I think Phil's, were really close in my head. And then 5 points to Reese. Yeah, he had a story with it was only 15 seconds, so I don't know if I could say it had a beginning, middle, and end. Well, yeah, it did. The beginning was just the moon. The middle was the rocket crashing, and then the end was the moon being sad. Or the moon being in pain. So, he made something wonderful there. 5 points. In the live task, I did not agree with some of Greg's scoring. This was where they had pieces of paper to bring up to them, and they had to become the person the Taskmaster says. Starting with Henry VIII on a horse. I agreed with Phil being last, but then I put Sanjeev in 4th. So I'm definitely giving Sanjeev's not doing very well in this episode, at least on my end. But after that, since he disqualified, or not disqualified, since he eliminated Maisie, I kind of had to just make up what she would have done. And I ended up giving her 5 points. I ended up saying she won just because I thought, she'd probably last one more round, and then in the final round versus Reese, I did not like Reese's mermaid. The mermaid eating a fish. Of course. What else does it eat? That's not a mistake. Where's the food in the sea? The answer is there. It's seafood, which is fish. There's no mistake. So Reese messed that up. I was like, okay, Maisie wins. And that brings us to obfuscation, and then the final scores. For the movie task, the 15-second film in particular, I felt like some people didn't get enough points, so I'm giving an extra to Anya, Maisie, and Sanjeev. That was a tough one to do, so congrats to them. I kept Phil at just his 1 point. He doesn't get any extra. I've been quite generous to Phil in the past, so might as well screw with things a little bit, mess things up. Also, he does get the title point, which is Eat Lead Kids. Short, simple, kind of evil. I like it. There you go. And that brings us to the end, the final scores. For the second week in a row, Maisie has won my episode when somebody else has won Greg's episode. So finally, things are looking up for Maisie, and I am excited to put these numbers into the spreadsheet to see where everyone's at. Because I think Phil's going to be in the lead in my series. He's not quite in the lead there. Well, actually, I can see it here. Yeah, he's 2 points behind Anya. 1 episode to go. I'm very excited with this close series, and I am rooting for Phil. I mean, for mine, I can just fix it. I'll make sure he wins the next episode. But I don't know what's going to happen there. And I don't know what's going to happen in my episode, actually. I'll try not to fix it. So, I mean, if I say that, then all of you will be like, well, I already know what happened, so I won't watch. No, watch the next episode. It's the finale. It's going to be great. Okay. Well, time to take a break and do whatever you want to do for the next week before the next episode comes out. And I will squeak you later. Come back soon.
I reckon I did really well on this one.